Welcome back, everybody. This is Peter with Plumbing Express with another opportunity for you guys to learn a little bit about plumbing and just all the different things that go into your house to make that up. So today we're going to be talking about an important one because really I would say that it seems like it's come down to two primary types of water piping that people are putting in their house now. CPVC, we've done it in the past, we still use it occasionally, but for the most part, we've stepped away from it. You've got your tried and true, the old champion, which is copper. And then you've got your new, which is PEX A. So PEX A is definitely one of our favorite things to use. We use it primarily, but that doesn't mean that copper doesn't have a place as well. So let's talk about a little of each of them and go over the different parts of them. Now, one of the things about PEX A is it is going to have some definite benefits for you. It's very flexible. One of the great things about it, it's not that you can't get copper, soft copper, the same kind of way, but with PEX, it makes it super easy to be able to flexible, put it through attics, put it through walls. It's very, very conducive to being able to be easy to run through areas. It also works out real well for us down here in Florida where we do a lot of jobs that are on slab, so it rolls down through the slab very easily. You can put your fittings under the slab, which is approved, or you can go ahead and put it above the ground as well. Now, one of the things about PEX A that is also great about it is it's very corrosion resistant, does not get a lot of buildup in there. It can expand and contract and does a pretty good job being able to not run into situations where it's getting damaged easily from physical things like that. Now, it does take specific fittings like this. These are like a glass-filled polymer, and then it also has rings that you use to be able to put that on. So, when we talk about the pros, those are definite pros. Some of the cons about it is the PEX I showed you has a coating on there. It does make it withstand UV light a little bit better, but it does not do a very good job of holding up in UV. And UV damage definitely can harm it and make it so it does not last as long. It gets brittle. You also do have to have a specific tool for it. Now, I will say that even though it does take a specific tool, this is not inexpensive. I think the Milwaukee tool here is going to run somewhere around about $500 for a full setup. It is overall, though, fairly easy to be able to install once you get that and you have the product. It does make it so it's not that hard to put in comparative to when we talk about copper. But there is some issues as well as far as compatibility with PEX A. There are certain types of chemicals that are petroleum based that are definitely not good for it, can cause it to get soft and cause problems with it. As far as the outside jacket is a plastic, so it's not super hard. So screws and things like that can easily damage it. Now, obviously, a well-placed screw or nail can go through almost any type of metal, so that is not a super limiting factor, we believe. But it also does not do well with super prolonged exposure to high heat and high amounts of chlorine. So those are definitely two drawbacks to it. So in a commercial application, maybe in a kitchen setting where you're going to have a lot of high heat running through there, it would not be the best choice for that. And then also, too, if you're going to be in an area where it's going to be exposed to high levels of chlorine, so maybe if you're in a neighborhood very close to where your water treatment plant is, there's going to be high levels of chlorine that are coming there on the very maximum levels of what's approved for being able to be put through the system. That would not be an ideal thing as well. So those are the pros and cons of PEX A. Now let's talk a little bit about copper. This is the old champion, the one that's been around forever. Talk about some of the different ways that we can join that together. Now we do have the tried and true. There's some copper for us. This is a nice piece of 1 inch here, nice and clear. You can see it's got USA stamped right on the side of it, which is nice. So you can go with the old tried and true, which is soldering. I did not bring a torch in to show you guys that, but that is going to be the way that you would put that together. So it's going to take solder, flux, cleaning. It's going to take a torch. You're going to have to heat it up, the proper amount, put in the proper amount of flux, put in the proper amount of solder. So as far as joinability, copper definitely kind of takes the prize for being the most difficult to do well. That does not mean that it is difficult overall. It just means comparatively between the two, it is more difficult to do copper soldering well. And the least amount of times you do it, the harder it is to remember how to do it well. For those of us that have been in the industry for 20, 30, 40 years, we've been doing it a long time. It's not that easy or not that hard to be able to do. We also do have a press fitting. So on the press fittings, on something like that, how that goes is it easily slides into the fitting itself, and then you're going to use a press tool to be able to clamp this down. What it does, it uses tens of thousands of pounds to be able to squeeze this down, and the O-ring in there seals it. We've had a lot of success with that. they definitely work very well. Here's an example of some of the fittings that have been pressed. So you can see it, one that's a piece of solid copper, and then we can see one here that uses some brass as well. Now, both the systems actually are able to use shark bite fittings, and it's been a long time that we have been trying to use these from a minimal standpoint, but overall we've actually been very happy with them. It's not something we still use very much. We primarily are only going to use it outdoors, something again we can do here in Florida because we don't have to worry about freezing pretty much for most of the lower 2/3 of the state. Okay. So, copper, what are some of the other pros for it? Definitely UV stable. So something like this, you don't have to worry about it. It could be installed outside. It will tarnish over time, so it will get a patina, like a green patina on the outside of it, but you don't have to worry about UV exposure. It's definitely going to be able to last through that. Then we have, in the right circumstances, this has been in use for a long, long time. It definitely has a longevity to it. If we look at up north, there are places where copper's been in for 100+ years and still going strong. Unfortunately, down here in the Florida area, it seems like our water quality definitely restricts its ability to have longevity. So we've got water quality. We've also got, we are the lightning capital of the world. So if it's not grouted correctly, you definitely get into where pinhole leaks can form on this, just from arcing between pieces of metal and the copper itself. Copper being a soft metal, it will definitely burn a hole through there and cause a leak. So there are definitely some little bit of drawbacks as far as, is it really truthfully have the longevity? In a lot of areas it does, but down here, not as much. Just again, long history. It definitely been around for the longest as far as water piping goes. And then it will handle high temps. As hot as you basically want to pretty much use it, it's going to be able to handle it. If you braise it, you'd be able to use it for steam systems and stuff as well. Not something you'd be able to use any of the plastic pipes for. But again, as I brought up, some of the cons that go with this is, it definitely takes skill to be able to put this together well and have longevity to those joints. But it is a doable thing. And as far as the tool to actually put it together, you're looking at $500 for the PEX A tool. You're probably looking around $50 to $75 for a little torch setup to be able to do this work. But there's the skill time to it. And that's one of the things that if you don't take the time to learn how to do it well, don't watch some videos on how to do it the correct way, you're going to run into some problems. There's definitely some buildup and corrosion issues with copper over PEX A. Just from a standpoint of water quality down here in Florida, it definitely attacks this. RO water is big on attacking and destroying copper or any metal pipes, and that's something we find quite a bit down here. The biggest drawback of this for certain overall is the cost. So it's gotten to the point now where copper is such a high demand item and has some scarcity to it that the cost of it has gone up significantly. And as a result, it would be very expensive to put this in your house. It definitely can come across as the highest quality level, and there's definitely no question that when it comes to the looks of it, we've got plenty of jobs that we've done that are just all right angles, just perfectly straight, and it really looks the very best overall, better than almost any other type of piping system you're going to put in. But on the other hand, the cost probably doesn't outweigh the benefits, at least not down here in Florida. Maybe if you're up north and you're going to be able to get 100 years out of this type of material, that would definitely make it worthwhile. And you definitely have the skills probably of some people up there that have been around the trade a long time that would be able to put it together well and make it last that way. But we find down here in Florida that PEX A definitely is the winner of what we think is the best to use. This is what we primarily use in all of our homes. Now, does that mean that we only use this? No. As we said, we do use a little bit of CPVC for some odds and ends stuff. And definitely when we were talking about joining to valves, when we are looking at putting in things that have to be able to handle like a lot of stresses, so being pulled down on, flexing and stuff like that, we'd still use copper as well. So I hope you guys feel that was informative for you. Hope you guys got the chance to learn a little bit about the difference between PEX A and copper and what we think is the best for our area. If you like this content, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you get the chance to hear all of our content that we're putting out for you. If you guys have any questions at all or comments, we'd love to hear them down in the comment section. We make sure we respond to all those. And also it's great for us because it lets you guys interact with us and let us know what are some of the other videos you want to see out there. What are some of the plumbing questions that you have you'd like to see answered. So again, this is Peter, Plumbing Express. We look forward to seeing you on the next one.